Yo 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 yo. It's the main man here, Double H. Half to that hope, half to that hope, half to that hope. Trying to live, trying to exist, trying to stay alive. What's up? What's happening? What's popping off? How are people doing? How are things happening? So look, guys, again, apologies that I was not able to pop off yesterday. Work came through. I had to wait for some certain thing and I had to pretty much do some work for my part-time thing, which means I couldn't do it. But we're going to talk. So the main theme for this live is my trip to Japan, and me talking about my trip to Japan and how some of the roller coasters pretty much ripped my balls open. So let me, before I get there, shout out to everyone in there, shout out to all the nurses and doctors out there. Remember to stay home, stay safe, and do your thing, man. And remember just keep weird, keep varying. So I just thought, I like to just see what's trending. So I think what we're going to do is that we have a main topic, which again, email me the topic. These topics are built by the users and they're built by the viewers. So these are topics of what you want me to talk about. I'm talking about this because someone emailed me and said, please talk about your trip to Japan. So the main topic will always be built based on what you guys want. But before that, it's like a news thing. What is trending? What are the most trending things? So I always use Twitter. So the first thing was this whole Jamie Foxx. So as you all know, Jamie Foxx is going to be doing the Mike Tyson movie. So obviously once we'll get back to normal and everything, your boy Jamie Foxx will be riding in with the Mike Tyson film and everything. So if you go on Twitter and I think he was doing an Instagram live with Candace Parker, who is this basketball player. And he was going through his impressions. So he did Kermit the Frog, he did Jay-Z, he did Sammy Davis Jr., and then he did Mike Tyson. And when the seamlessness that he has to go through all these impressions is insane. You literally have to just go on Twitter and just watch the videos of him doing this stuff, man. It's absolutely instant. Martin Rosario, man, relax, bro, relax. So there's the so that's the but the reason why I want to talk about Jamie Foxx is that do you realize how talented Jamie Foxx is? Jamie Foxx started as a piano player. He started in music, so I think he got a scholarship in music. He began in music as a singer, but also as a piano player. Then he goes to In Living Color with the Wayans brothers, Jim Carrey, and so forth. So he now has a career as a stand-up comedian. So he has a huge big career as a stand-up comedian. Then he now gets into acting. He does his whole acting thing, and he ends up doing Ray Charles, wins an Oscar for Ray Charles. He does Collateral, opposite to Tom Cruise, gets an Oscar nomination for that. He then leaves that, and then he then goes back to his music, and his album went to #1. So they say he's one of the few artists who has won an Oscar and had a #1 album. So he went back there, one of his biggest songs of all time, "Give Me Money When I'm in Need," with Kanye West. And when you hear, basically this guy, he's a classically trained pianist. So this guy is an incredible singer, an absolutely amazing singer, a damn good pianist, can sing and can play the piano, is amazing at impressions. And when he wants to be, can be a pretty damn good actor. I don't think you can say that about anybody. Who do you know is a damn decent actor, great with impressions, is funny, has good stand-up comic stuff, can play the piano, and can sing extremely well? Nobody. Who has won an Oscar and had a #1 album on the Billboard charts? Nobody. So just when you just really think about it and think about what Jamie Foxx can do, it is absolutely amazing. Your boy Danny Jones Ortega has become a new member. Big man, man. So Jamie Foxx isn't Spanish, bro. I don't even know what you're talking about. Donald Glover is a good shout. Donald Glover is a really good shout because Donald Glover he Donald Glover. I first saw from him in on Community, and he was really good in Community. He was really good in Community. So, so he does acting. He can rap. He can sing. But this is the difference though. His singing is nowhere close to Jimmy Foxx's singing. His rapping is nowhere. I don't think it's nowhere close to Jimmy Foxx's singing or ability to play the piano. His acting isn't as good as when Jimmy Foxx gets given the big role. I don't think Donald Glover can do a Ray Charles. I don't think Donald Glover can do a Collateral performance. I don't think he can do that. So, even if Donald Glover is multi-talented and he's a very talented dude, he's nowhere near as good as what your boy can do. This is another good shout. This is another good shout. Sorry. This is another good shout. Will Smith. Will Smith has had a crazy career. Again, I don't think it's... Again, let's chat it. Great rapper. I've always said Will Smith is a very underrated rapper. Very underrated rapper that didn't use profanity or any of that stuff, man. So you had Will Smith, rapping career. He then left that, he then went to TV. And then left TV and then went to movies. The thing about it was that Will Smith isn't a great actor. Jimmy Foxx is a better actor than Will Smith, 100%. But what it is that Will Smith found success. So he found success in rapping, found success in TV, and found success in movie. He had a #1 rap song. He had a #1 TV show in the world, and he was #1 in also in movies as well. So he had it in #1 movie also as well. So so I just say Jimmy Foxx is huge. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about is I wanted to talk about oh yeah, what's it called? Wild Wild West. Come on to the Wild Wild West. Into the Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West. Trash film. Horrible film. Song was all right. Snitching. Now, if you guys haven't already, I have already put up a video on what I think about Takashi 6ix9ine and him coming out and releasing a music video while he's still in jail, I believe. I think he's been released because of COVID-19. And again, obviously, he was in jail because he snitched on the kind of gang that he was in. So it's how this whole snitching. And my thing is that, and I was having a very interesting kind of debate with, I think it was A1 on Twitter. And my thing was this. I was saying to your boy on Twitter, I said, look, snitching depends. Snitching depends. If I am not sure, actually, no, let me see. This is huge. I want to just keep this in because I want to relate to it because this relates to what I do. Snitching depends. Snitching all depends on the kind of person you are and those that are around you, man. It's the kind of person that you are and those that are pretty much around you. So if you're an outsider coming in on the inside, why should you expect this person to be loyal? Because A1 said that he signed up for this life. He signed up for this culture. So how can you sign up to be a gangster and go against the whole gangster code? Guys, I don't know about you. The moment I saw Takashi 6ix9ine, I was like, yeah, this is a culture stealer, a culture vulture. He's a culture vulture. He's putting on an act. He's not real. He is the complete opposite of Tupac. This is obvious. Which is why I pulled up this comment here. 2 million people tuned in to his Instagram live. 2 million people viewed the Instagram live of a snitch. Because I remember listening to the Joe Budden podcast and they were saying that there is no way this guy can have a career based on what he did. And I think it was Rory that said, and I think that was Mal that was saying that around. Rory said, we're living in a different world. This ain't the 90s where it was about being real. Being real doesn't exist anymore. It's about being popular. Hear what I said? It's not about being real. It's about being popular. That's all people care about. People don't care that he snitched. If you look at it and everything, people are actually making excuses for saying, oh, you know what? This guy, he actually makes a really good point. Like, yeah, he really makes good results and everything because all people care about, they just want to turn up. They just want to turn up. They just want to be happy. Just want to dance. You see, that's why I'm so happy that I have you guys in here because I want to know from you guys, you younger guys in here, because I'm in my 30s. So you guys who are in your 20s, early 20s, teens, what is the fabric of your generation? What is your how are people moving? Do people have values? Do people put any value in anything? Because for me, from my point of view, when you look at this guy, one of the most popular musical artists in this world is a fake. He is a complete fake. One of the biggest artists in this world is a complete and utter fake. He's a fugazi. He's a fugazi. And I always think that, oh no, I thought being real meant something. It was fake. This is interesting. Now let me ask you guys this. Who do you think is more popular based on numbers? Kendrick Lamar or Takashi 6ix9ine? Now, forget about who's better. Like, don't even begin to compare their talents. That's an insult to Kendrick. Who is more popular? Because remember, popularity and talent doesn't mean anything. Pharoah Monch is the most talented rapper I've ever heard. Hardly anybody knows who he is. Who do you believe is more popular, Kendrick Lamar or Takashi 6ix9ine? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. There we go. 100%. Kendrick Lamar can't go on Instagram and get 2 million people on live. He can't do that. You can't do that. You can't get those amounts of numbers. It's simply not happening. It is simply 100% not happening. And that is just the saddest thing, because for me, thinking about snitching is if it's between my life, my family's life, and snitching, I'm snitching. Of course I'm snitching. If it's between the well-being of my family and myself and snitching, I'm snitching. But this is what Takashi has to realize. Fair enough, you snitched. Now you have to now live with the consequences. You wanted to be a gangster, you wanted to be cool and everything, you have to live with the consequences. You can't just steal a culture, dip your toe into a culture, and then dip out. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's what he wanted. Yo, Videovac, peace out, man. Videovac, peace out, bro. Stay safe, bro. Stay safe. You can't do that. You can't just dip your toe into a culture, experience everything that's good about it, then leave. I have this saying. I have this saying that I always say, which is that everyone wants to be black. Nobody really wants to be black. That's my saying. Everybody, and I mean everybody wants to be black. No one really wants to be black. People want the swag. They want to copy the lingo, copy the walk, the music. They want to mimic it. But the other stuff, the negative stuff, the pitfalls and everything. Oh, no. I'm white. I'm Mexican. I'm Swedish. you know, I am Eastern European. No, 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 no. I'm Syrian. No, so um, that's that's the sadness there. That's the reality there, man. Um, and yeah, bro, 100%. Like basically, he has to live under witness protection for the rest of his life. He will have to look over his shoulder for the rest of his life because there are people out there that will be like, you know what? If we get an opportunity, he puts people in jail. Like, he snitched on people who you were a part of, the crew who you were a part of. You literally snitched on them and sent them to jail. You know, but remember what I'm saying. My focus isn't on 6ix9ine. My focus are on this crew who allowed him in. Why are you allowing an outsider in who isn't of your culture? And you allow an outsider in who's not of your culture and you believe he will have the same values as you? That is very irresponsible. It's very irresponsible. From the moment I laid eyes on this dude with his rainbow skittle colored hair, I was like, this guy's a clown. I was like, this dude is a clown. I don't care how popular he is. I'm looking at a literal clown here. This dude can't be taken seriously. Who the hell is this dude? But there you go. So just based on that, he's got an ankle monitor. No one will do anything. True. That's the thing. I mean, but best in though, again, sorry, thank you for the super chat though. His life has changed. His life has changed. But what I find interesting though is how he's been received and how a so-called snitch has been received. And so I'll end with this, and then I'll get to Japan. Though is this world this world is a crazy place. People are very crazy people. So he was making music and giving off an image of being this gangster that's part of this code, and people bought into it, as well as the music, but also bought into what he was saying and everything. But now that he's gone completely against that code, people are still with him. So it just shows that unlike Tupac, where people were like, "Oh no, we are in for the content and the lyrics," people didn't care about what he was about. All they cared about was the music. So what you see now, people aren't listening to the content; they're just hearing the music. And therein lies the devolution of rap, because rap as an industry, as a fraternity, shouldn't allow this dude to exist. They shouldn't allow this dude to exist because he's making rap look bad. He's making rap look bad right now. So that is, it is what it is. So guys, it's now time for me to talk about my trip to Japan. My trip to Japan, which was way back in 2006, man. So, but before I really talk about this whole thing to Japan, is so again, look, I was always interested in going to Japan, and I think I was fortunate enough that one of my best friends is Japanese. So he obviously invited me and 3 others to say, "Yo, look, when I come to Japan," I was like, oh, "Let's do it." So my thought, so my very first thought before I went to Japan was, so I have to now go to a country where all they have is sushi. So for 2 weeks, I'm gonna have to eat sushi for 2 weeks. Because again, this was because now I eat sushi number one, but during this time, I hated sushi. I hated it. I was like, I was like, no, like for me, this whole thing with seafood and stuff, I was like, ugh, no. So I was like, oh damn. So I think I went on British Airways, and everyone went on Virgin. So as I went on, so I went to British Airways, so we're flying in different planes, but we then arrived at the same time. So this was when I still had my Nigerian passport. So I arrived in Narita airport and everything, and so we're walking through and everything, And as we were walking through, um, we then get to the checkage place where you now have to show your passport. I was like, okay. I bring up my Nigerian passport, and these guys are just looking, looking at it. What is looking? All right, cool, cool, cool. And they then said, "Oh, sorry, can you just wait for a while?" I was like, oh, "Okay." So literally, everybody left and everything, and I'm this just me waiting. It's like, okay, wait, I was like, "Geez, what's wrong now?" Um, then the Japanese guys then took me to this particular room. I was like, "Oh, what the hell?" And I was just sitting there by myself. So all the meanwhile, like all my friends are like, wait, yo, where the hell is HH and everything? Obviously, they didn't say HH, they said my real name, which you obviously don't know what my real name is. Martin, shush, your boy's gonna land very soon. Shush. So I'm there and everything. So I'm waiting. I was like, wait, what? Guys, I must have been waiting in there for an hour. Finally, someone then brings me my passport. Okay, boom, you can go. So I was like, so obviously, I was probably the only guy that was Nigerian there, and maybe they say, who is this West African dude coming into our country? Probably has drugs, probably a terrorist, and they obviously just ran some screening checks and everything. So it is what it is. The pitfalls of having the green passport, but I still love my green, white, and green. So boom, we're in. So the first thing we did was no. So the first thing they did was about the food now. So again, I was like, man, I have to have sushi. Sushi, seafood. Guys, in 2 weeks, we spent 2 weeks, but in 2 weeks, I didn't have a single plate of sushi. I was shocked. So then that just goes about the high kind of perception that you have, because the perception from an outsider living in Nigeria and England was all Japanese people eat is sushi. All they do is they just eat sushi or varieties of sushi. I went there, not a single thing of sushi. One of the big things that we had was shabu shabu. So me, my friend, and his dad, we'd go to this kind of restaurant where they have shabu shabu. So what shabu shabu is? Yeah, this massive, huge plates. And this was before I stopped eating meat. So these are just pieces of meat all on a plate. And then you have like different kinds of sauces and everything, like soy sauces and everything. And thank goodness, I've got to give a shout out to my friend Yasuhiro Mochizuki, because he taught me how to use chopsticks. And the way he taught me how to use chopsticks was, this is when we were in school. He made me pick up Weetos. You know those Weetos? So he made me pick up, because obviously I'm left-handed whenever I eat. So he made me pick up Weetos and put them in a bowl from one bowl. So the reason why I can use chopsticks is because of my good friend Yasuhiro, who we actually met when we were actually there. So basically, shabu shabu is basically you basically take pieces of meat. Oh my gosh, I did so many things in Japan, man. So you take pieces of meat, you then dump it into a piece of sauce, and he then sort of eats it in like that. And there are so many of those in there. So we used to eat that a lot. And so basically, my friend's mom is she's also a part-time baker. So she knows many chefs. So we go to all these different restaurants, and the kind of food was amazing. Whether it was fish, whether it was chicken, whether it was meat. There's this thing that they have where it's like an egg yolk, and you mix like a piece of meat inside this egg yolk and eat it. So just the biggest surprise was how, oh my gosh, they don't eat sushi there. And another big thing as well, even if I didn't know what they were saying, the TV stuff was crazy, because we just turn on the TV and the kinds of different games and so forth you'll see, because Japanese guys are insane, was amazing. But we had to hit the streets. It's like, guys, no, come on, we could hit the streets. So the big bustling kind of center is this place called Shibuya, you know. So when they were in Shibuya, what was crazy was we're walking through, we're seeing people do all those things and everything, blah blah. So one of our friends is tall. So one of our friends, white guy, he's 6'6". So he said to me, now look, and look, those stupid people say, look, go stand right in the middle, because he's 6'6". So he made him stand right in the middle, and I think either me or my friend still has the picture. We basically took a picture of him, and literally this dude is like this, and everyone is like this because everyone is like shorter than him, and he was just like towering above everyone. So, so what else? So I think it should be. So yeah, we went to. That's where I got a Rambo toy, which I still have. So this is the Rambo toy from Rambo 1, where he's got like his army outfit. And again, man, bro, when you go into some of these shops and these things and everything, man, I was like, man, this stuff is crazy. This stuff is absolutely crazy. Just the kinds of amazing different toys and so forth and things you can do here is flipping insane. It's absolutely flipping insane, because there was this RoboCop toy that was about this big, this teeth toy that was about this big, because some of the toys that you see you don't see anywhere else. Because look, it's flipping Japan. So I'm trying to think of what else we did in Tokyo. Let me tell you about. I may be going everyone because I want to leave because Kyoto was. There's so many things. So let me just deal with Tokyo. So karaoke. If you go to karaoke, no. It's a Hoover, a really good Hoover. Basically, it's one of those Hoovers where you can take it and it just easily mops off the floor and stuff. So it's like a Hoover. So so if you go to Japan, you have to go to karaoke. Karaoke is one of the big things to do in Japan. So we have to so we have to do a whole karaoke thing. So it was me and our white friend, quite tall, and this other guy who's half Iraqi, half white, and our other Japanese. And this is where we now met Yasu as well. And guys, my friend can verify this. We did a whole new world, a whole new world. So we did a whole new world, Aladdin. And I think we got a high score, but I think we got a perfect score. So I think me and my friend got a perfect score singing a whole new world, Aladdin, in the karaoke. Thing was crazy. But luckily we didn't have to do it in front of an audience because you just had like a nice private room with all your friends. So obviously I didn't speak much Japanese, literally. So all I was doing was saying "Origato, origato, origato saimasu," and "sumimasen." So "sumimasen" means excuse me, "Origato" means thank you, "Arigato saimasu" means thank you very much, and "subarashi" means amazing. Like every Japanese guy would always laugh because ever since I was just like, yeah, "subarashi, subarashi, subarashi," and obviously, "okasa" means mom, because my friend always says Okasa is mom, and Otasa means, I think Otasa means dad. So I wanted to make sure that I've mopped up everything in Tokyo. So we did like a baking thing. So we went to our friend's mom's baking school, and we all had to bake a cake. My cake looked like if you ran a motorcycle. It tasted great. It tasted money, but it looked like if you ran a Harley Davidson motorcycle over someone's face about 80,000 times. It didn't look great, but I thought it tasted quality. So that was like a thing where we all had to do our baking. I wish I had the pictures. So I'm gonna make sure that I've got everything done in Tokyo. I think I already told you guys about the toys. This Rambo 2 toy I wanted. I couldn't get it, but I got this old school Batman toy instead. No, that was afterwards. Okay, yeah. So now, this is now where things get interesting. Before Japan, I never went on roller coasters. So I said to my friend that, bro, the only roller coasters I'd been on was the teacup ride. And guys, the teacup ride is the way it was, right? The teacup ride is great. So I'd only done the teacup ride. And I said, look, my friend, look, I said, look, man, I don't do roller coasters. My friend is like, he doesn't give an F. My Japanese friend doesn't give an F. He says, no, 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 no. You come to Japan, you're going on roller coasters. I was like, man, I was thinking, like, how do I get away from this? So we went to the theme park in Tokyo. And there's this thing called the Thunder Dolphin. So, guys, you have to keep in mind that your boy had never been on a roller coaster, and I was about to go on this roller coaster I knew nothing about. So, we go up to the roller coaster and everything, and I am crapping myself. My heart is beating. I'm like, I am going to beat the living crap out of all of my friends for dragging me into this. And obviously, I tried not straight, but deep down, I was terrified because I'm basically like, I've never been on a proper roller coaster before. All I knew were teacups. All I knew were the teacup rides. So we go up and everything. They start pushing, and then they're like, da, 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 da. Oh, what the hell are these guys doing? And you're going up. I was like, okay, bro. We kept going up. I was like, what the F is happening here? We kept going up. Higher, higher, higher. Yo, Jones, if I look, don't be tricky, because if I say my age, people will know how my age was. This was 2006. So if I reveal my age, you'll know how I was. But this was 2006. I was going up. Higher, higher. I was like, Lord in heaven, this drop is going to be crazy. So we get to the very top. And literally, I am like this. I'm like, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. You know how you have angles and stuff, like the angle of the drop was like this. I thought my testicles and my balls and my a-hole left my soul. As I dropped down, I have never screamed higher than I have in my life. I was like, because I was absolutely, totally terrified and insane with this. Boom! Straight down. It's basically the drop on this thing is in flipping sane. So as we went through, so as I left off, literally, I had this felt like a near-death experience. This generally felt like a near-death experience. Thunder Dolphin. And the crazy thing about the Thunder Dolphin is, so we went to go and eat in Pizza Hut, which is sort of near the place. This thing literally goes through the city. So as you're in Pizza Hut, you actually feel, sorry man, Japanese guys are crazy. You actually feel the whole building shake as the roller coaster goes through and everything with the building. So after we did that, I was like, guys, that's my final roller coaster. I've done that. You've horrified me and terrified me for my life. This will stay with me and I'll have nightmares for the rest of my life. I'm done with roller coasters. Even today, even when I think of that drop, it's indescribable. I can't describe it. So, what else? So this is another funny thing. So we went to like a bathtub place where, this I think it's sort of like a sauna or something. And when you go to this, so it's just like a bath sauna and everything. So as you go to this sauna place and everything, you just go there and you just chilling and stuff. But there's this like room that you have to go to. So I was just walking through, and suddenly everyone was just staring at me. I was like, whoa. So they were staring at me and they were laughing at me. I was like, oh, must be harsh. Why are you staring and laughing at me? So I was looking around at everything. And then my friend then said, like, look down. I looked down and I was wearing my shoes. And if you know Japanese culture, you do not wear your shoes anywhere indoors because it's unclean, because they are big on cleanliness. So I was like, oh, geez, sorry and everything. But like again, this is just me. Never been to Japan. I was like, I'm just walking through, but no, you have to take off your shoes when you walk through anywhere and stuff. So that's cool. So big thing now was okay. Okay, so this is what we're building up. So I told my friend, no, screw you. Screw you. I am not going on any more. Actually, no, let me just go around. So Tokyo was cool. Tokyo was cool, but for me, what I really liked and the thing that really sort of resonated with me was Kyoto. Kyoto was what really resonated with me because for me, Tokyo felt like London or New York on steroids. Kyoto felt like this is Japan. So as we went to Kyoto, we visited the temples, and we had like this very traditional Japanese food and everything. I think we actually were doing some wrestling stuff and everything with masks. So we then go to some of these temples, and these temples. See, this is where this is my background. This is where HG gets into groove. Like, if you take me to places that have been around for hundreds of years, I mean, you have me. I'm all yours. So we went to this place. Yeah, this is massive Buddhist statue and stuff. And we'd go and we saw all of these different statues. I remember one of the statues that we saw was actually quite terrifying because this old lady with sort of her eyes were gaunted and sort of, and they said if you stare long enough into the eyes of this lady, like your mind will go crazy. So as I was staring at it, I was like, oh geez, I'm actually turning into something crazy. And then we went to another temple where you have to basically go and climb up these steps. So basically, I think that temple, is probably what you can maybe see on the cover for this video. So that for me was most memorable because see, I was so happy that we did that. Because if I'd gone there and we'd only been to Tokyo, then I'd be like, oh well, we didn't really see Japan. And also, by the way, we went here during the summer and Tokyo was flipping hot. Was flipping and totally hot, man. So why you barely get into anime if you went to Japan in 06? No, because again, why do you have to love sushi if after leaving Japan? And again, it's a misconception. Yeah, anime is big, but anime isn't a big deal when you're in Japan. So when we were in Japan during this time, I didn't actually see that much anime towards me. Like in Tokyo, you just saw, yes, you will see anime, you'll see. I did buy some Fist of the North Star anime because I knew that those were like the authentic ones. So I did, and they were in Japanese, but I said I have to buy this Fist of the North Star stuff. So Kyoto was crazy. So Kyoto was lovely because it just felt like strong Japan. Another thing as well is that I can't go to Japan without going to the arcades. I have to have at least one gaming experience in Japan. So I went to the arcades and I said, you know what? I have to face a Japanese dude at a Japanese arcade. Even if I'm a brick at fighting games, I don't care. This is just for me as a personal experience. So one of my proudest moments was, this is a Japanese gamer in Japan. I was able to take a round off this dude in Fist of the North Star, and that is my gold medal. This dude beats the living crap out of him. He beats me so bad. As soon as you just say round one, fight, the whole scene just turns red. The whole thing just turns red. And the guy was just like a regular dude, like crossing his legs and everything. But that was an experience, man. Is it Dubai? No. I have heard great things about Dubai. I've heard great things about Dubai. I've heard really, really good things about Dubai. That's one on my list. You see, we didn't really do that. I don't really remember that much of the desserts and pastries. I just remember more about just the main meals, as in the main meals were really A1. So lucky that my friend's mom knows many chefs. So the desserts and pastries were not really big. It was just their meals and just how interesting their meals were. And we also went to a Korean barbecue as well, which is A1. So now, remember, if you guys are following the story, no, no, look, I want to go to those. Isn't to Dubai the place where you've got the plants and you've got those different branches, and you can and like on those branches, they're like building those branches. I want that branch. I want to go on that branch. I've heard crazy things about Dubai, so when I save up cash and everything, I'm gonna head to Dubai for sure, man. Um, so you have that and everything, and it's cool. So I remember. So if you're following the story, guys, remember I said to my friend, um, do not, do not any under any circumstance take me on another um roller coaster. But my friend doesn't really listen, and if my friend sees that I can really push a guy's boundary, because my friend likes to see people suffer. He likes to see people truly suffer because it just makes him laugh. So he knew that that roller coaster effed with me. So it's like, okay, I'm going to take it up to the next level. So I remember when we were sitting, he said, you know what? We're going to Yokohama. So we see this. So this is I think this is near Mount Fuji. I think this is near Mount Fuji. So this, and there's a theme park in this. Is it Yokohama or Yokohama? Like that. Fujiyama. I think the name of sorry, it's Fujiyama. Yeah, because that's where the Mount Fuji. So the theme park called Fujiyama. I think this is theme park Fujiyama or something. My friend said this is known as the most extreme roller coaster in the world. I said to my friend, you know, I'm a roller coaster brick. All I did were teacups. That roller coaster that you showed that you did it for me beat the crap out of me. And you want to do a one that's on a higher level? I said, are you sick? I said, no. But it was like, you're stuck in Japan. You're going to have to come. So then I was like, damn it. So get in the car, and then we then start heading over to Fujiyama, and then we go past Mount Fuji and stuff. So the first one is so before we just did some pre roller coasters and everything just to build us up. So the first one is called Dudumpa, and I think I forgot what Dudumpa means. I have to ask again. I forgot what Dudumpa means, but um, so we go to Dudumpa, and so maybe it has changed. But in 2006, Dudumpa was in the Guinness Book of Records as being the fastest roller coaster in the world. Let me repeat that again. HH is a roller coaster virgin, a roller coaster newbie. And I was about to be taken to a roller coaster that is in the Guinness Book of Records as the fastest roller coaster in the world. That's it's 0 to thingy is the fastest kind of acceleration in the world. So as we're standing in line, I was like, Lord. And we're looking at what's happening because what you see, you just see and it goes, I was like, so my friend that, bro, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Like I can't do this. But I was like, no, you're doing this. You're doing this. Bro, I have no idea. I have no idea why they do this to me, man. I have no idea why they do this to me, but they just love seeing me in these very difficult positions, man. Martin, relax and chill. Okay, Martin, you need to be friendly. You need to be much more friendly to me, man. You need to be more friendly to me. So we're in line right now. Okay, sure. So we now get in the seats. And I'm like, I'm terrified. I'm scared. I'm like, how does this thing work? How does this thing roll for me and everything? So as we now are seated and everything, we go up to the starting line. I know like how you have an F1, they have those where you go like red, yellow, green, boom. So we go there and I'm looking, I was like, fuck. All right. So I'm like, red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green. So okay, so boom. Just go through this and everything. Boom, boom. Um Darian, are you sick? No, sorry. Are you sick? Upside down? Are you sick? Really? No. So we're sitting down in here, we're like, so it goes red. Like it's like then it goes yellow. I'm like, oh damn. Then it goes black. And nothing happens. So I was like, okay. Then I turn around to my friend to be like, oh, what happened? As I turn around, the acceleration on this is mind blowing. It is absolutely, totally mind blowing. This is ripping your balls and kissing and pissing on them, literally. So you just and then you then go through a few swirl and you land through. But guys, it's really if you go to Japan and the roller coaster freaks, you have to do this. You have to go to Fujiyama and you have to do this. It's called Dodonpa. I was like, what the crazy. So we do that. I'm like, but then my friend says, you're not done yet. You're gonna go to Ejinaikai. Now, I want to share a screen because I think that it's good that you guys can see this. Um, I was just like, aha, yeah, we go. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my god, this is it. Oh my god. So yeah, here it is. This is Ejinaikai. This is known as one of the most extreme roller coasters ever. You see, I just wish that you could have um okay, let's just read what Agent Ika is about. So you guys know what it's about. Agent Ika is a steel fourth dimension hypercoaster at Fuji-Q Highland in Fuji Yoshida, Yamashita, Japan. The roller coaster, I just want to know. So the roller coaster designed by Esmeralda is a fourth dimension coaster designed in which the seats can rotate forward or backward 360 degrees in a controlled spin. This is achieved by having four rails on the track. Two of these are running rails, while the other two are for spin control. The two rails that control the spin of the seats move up and down relative to the track and spin the seats using a rack and pinion gear mechanism. So did you just listen to what is happening? Are you guys listening to what they're trying to put your boy through? I just wish we had. Wait, let me just. I want us to get like a big. You see, you don't. Oh man! So if yeah. So basically, it's crazy. I want us if like just a close up, like Agent Nike seats. Okay, no, yeah. Because if you could just see a detailed view of what the oh my god. Guys, these Japanese guys are freaks. These dudes are freaks. So basically, what you had were so basically as we're queuing in, there's this song that says Ejinaika, 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 Ejinaika. That's basically singing and singing just to pitch, just to really get intense with you. And then when we now go in, I swear to you, they must have strapped us in about 6 times. They must have strapped in about 6 like strapped everything in. and you are you go in backwards and your legs are dangling. I don't. All I remember was I was in a dreamscape when it happened. Everything was a blur because as you as you're going down, you're spinning. You're going forward. You are spinning as you're going down, up and down. It is the most effed up thing you've ever seen. So basically, what they do, which is really cool. They take a picture of you. So there's this image that they take a picture of you as you go through the roller coaster. So when you saw my pictures, basically on Thunder Dolphin, you saw me like this. But on the Asian Icon, I was like this. Because I'd basically my soul had pretty much left me. Um and yeah, man, it was just insane, man. Absolutely insane. So bro, it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. Bro, actually it is absolutely totally terrifying, man. Absolutely totally terrifying. You know. Um so now comes to the Six Flags in Jersey to ride the Kingna. It's actually let's see what's that. You say Kingda. Because nothing is worse than aging like I think there's one crazy one in Las Vegas. Oh damn! What the heck is this? Okay. So we see after we had done there, we then went on this other one, which was actually a really this is just a quality roller coaster. I forgot what it was called, but it's one that's just like was decent. It was long, good length to go up, go down. So it was just like a nice. And the beauty about this, I think it's called Fujiyama. I think it's called Fujiyama. Yeah, I think it's called. Let me just say it's. I think it's called the Fujiyama. Is it Fujiyama roller coaster? No, not Peke Peko. Fujiyama roller coaster. Yeah, Fujiyama roller coaster. Yep. Um, and the beauty about it was that you go so high, you actually go higher than Mount Fuji. So you can see all the mountains and you can actually see Mount Fuji. So you actually end up being higher than Mount Fuji, and then you then do like a nice drop. So that was cool, man. Um, but yeah, man, that roller coaster was just, bro. It was, bro. I may have not cried on the outside, but on the inside, I cried. On the inside, I was fully crying, man. I was absolutely crying, man. Um, it was just crazy, man. So, bro, if you not into roller coasters, don't you dare go on any Japanese roller coaster. I still don't know how I survived. I still don't know how I'm here surviving. Do not go on any of the roller coasters because they will tear your balls to pieces. They will tear your balls up to pieces. So another cool thing that we did was this is Buffalo. So we went back to Tokyo. And what these guys, so what happens? There's this festival. Oh, God, I've forgotten what's the song? Yeah. I know this. I know. So this is festival that's sort of done every year where you carry this monument and you carry this monument all around. But the thing about it, you have to wear traditional Japanese clothing. So we had like this bandana thingy here. We had these white shorts, this shirt, and everything, and we basically have to pretty much carry this whole thing all around the city. So as we're doing it and everything, so this is actually one of the best things. So we're like, and I bare feet and stuff, and we're carrying it, and this is in the blazing heat, carrying this monument across, and during one segment of it, there are people with ice cold water, and this felt amazing. People with ice cold water, and they just shove this water up upon us. They just throw this water onto us, and we're like, oh man, that feels so good. And so, And then after we had done, this lady was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, because we were the first non-Japanese people to ever take part in this festival, because everybody else was Japanese. So me and my other two friends who came on the journey with my friend, where so the three of us were the only non-Japanese people who did it. So this lady was like, "Oh my gosh, I've got to take a picture of it because this is like a crazy thing." So they took a picture of us, and I think we may have been in the newspaper. I'm so pissed off that I didn't get it. I think we have been in the newspaper of like, "Wow, this is these non-Japanese guys who took part in this thing." So that was a great way to end it, man. But I just think like just looking back at Japan, also as well, again, I'm just going to talk about everything. Like, it was so good going to Japan and then contrasting it with living in London. Again, I told you guys I'm on Mars. I don't live in London. This is when I was, because I basically I'm currently on Mars right now. So you guys can't find me. But this is when I was in London and stuff. I was like, so in Japan, the public transport is way cheaper and it is cleaner. It is more on time and it is efficient. It's fully efficient. And yes, the bullet train is as fast as you think it is. When you're walking, you can't walk more than 10, 20 meters without having like a drink machine for you to just to dehydrate yourself. Sorry, or rather hydrate yourself. And also, they've basically made the pavements really wide. And they made the pavements wide enough so that there's a place for cyclists big enough and a place for you guys to walk. In London, cyclists just run off you. A cyclist, well, it may have been my fault, but a cyclist sort of ran and smacked into me. And that's why like my ankle is pretty much effed up. But being in Japan, I was like, this is an amazingly well-run country. And it's like a country where the government and the people really give a damn about those that live there. Every decision that's been made, everything that is built is keeping in mind with like, okay, how can this benefit as citizens? How can as citizens benefit from this? And what was I going to say? But I wouldn't want to live there. I wouldn't want to live there for two reasons. I think as a black guy, it'd be difficult because there are no other guys that look like me. And I think the beauty of London is so multicultural. It's like in London, like for me, there are two countries. There's England, then there's London. London has nothing to do with England. England is conservative, racist crap. London is just a amalgamation of different languages, different cultures, and it can just be whatever you want to be. So you'll see people of all walks of life in London. But the thing about Japan is that it's very homogenous, and there is very much a one way of how people do things. So I think it's been homogenous and not many different kinds of cultures will make it difficult for me because I have to live in a place where either everyone is black or even more than everyone is black is like the people of different cultures. Because even if as cool as Nigeria is, Nigeria can somehow fall victim of that of where everyone thinks the same way. So the best place to live is a place where you have different people from different cultures and different walks of life, because that just makes it much more interesting, you know. But overall, no, it was a memorable trip, and I say to everyone that if you have the money and you have the time, well, obviously this would be difficult. You have the money and the time, you must go to Japan. It is easily one of the best countries on the planet. You know, easy. So let's see what I'm trying to say now. I'd beg to differ. Is LA as diverse as New York? Is LA as diverse as New York? Because I think New York is super diverse. I think for me, LA, I believe from what I know is the other big population apart from whites and blacks are Mexicans. London, there is an area of Chinese, There's an area of West. There's an area for West Africans. There's an area of the middle. So you go to there's a Chinatown. You go to North London, Cricklewood, and everything. Those are West Africans. You go to Edger Road. Those are guys in the Middle East. There's a place like Greek Streets where you have loads of Italians. If you go around, there are pockets of places for Eastern Europeans, mainly Polish people. There's a strong Jewish community and Jewish areas like in Golders Green. You go to South London, I think Elephant and Castle. There's a big South American Brazilian community that is there. Huge Indian community in East London as well. So there are Camden Town, Spanish, you know. So there are so many different pockets of places in London where you see people of a particular ethnicity or culture there. So I believe that there are places as culturally diverse as London. I don't think there are any cities that are more culturally diverse than London. I don't think there are. There aren't, man. You know. Oh no! This is no. Not everywhere in London is nice for sure. Look, there are some grimy places in London, like very grimy. Like Central London is one place. See, if you want nice, you have like your West London, your Central London, and all that kind of stuff, man. Then if you now go to South London, aspects of North London, aspects of East London, that's when things are not really as appealing as the other places that are around, man. But yeah, no, look, I mean, I do want to go to New York one day, though. So as I said again, I would never live in America. America is a place where now no universal healthcare. I'm cool. I'm cool on that. I will never ride in there. No way. I'm cool on that, man. So that's just how I don't roll, man. That's just how I don't roll. So for me, you said Japan is boring. Japan isn't boring. Japan isn't boring, man. Like it's if you know the right people, Japan is a great place to go to. Japan is a great place to go to, man. Japan is a really great place to go to, but you need to know the right people. But like Japan is look, it's Japanese people are very dynamic and very entertaining people. But the thing though is that's just me visiting there. I don't know what it would be like to live. I would not know what it would be like to actually live in Japan. You know, I don't know what it would be like to live in Japan, man. So, but no, but it's like America is a place where I can only go there to visit. You know, I can only go to America to visit, man. I can't go to America to live, man. That's not how I roll. That's not how I roll, man. I mean, Travel Channel. We can say what the Travel Channel guys doing like this, man. Wow. Oh, but that's it. I don't have a car, by the way. I have a spaceship. I have a spaceship, so I fly via spaceship, and I use in Star Trek I use teleportation. So I use teleportation and the spaceship to go through. I told you, like HH, I operate differently, man. I operate differently, man. So, or I use the GTA method, man. I do this, flash something, open up the car, throw the doodouts, run through, and then your boy HH ends up in jail. HH, come to South Africa. All right. Do we want to be honest here? Because I think that honesty is key. This honesty is key here. I've seen pictures of South Africa, and South Africa looks beautiful. South Africa looks absolutely amazing. I would find it, and this is just me personally. This was me personally. I would find it very difficult, personally, to go to South Africa, um, and seeing white people sort of give me attitude in an African country. I don't think I could mentally handle that. In Europe and everything, bro, it is what it is. I'm on your money as well. It is what it is. I would find it very difficult because I could end up in jail, and I don't really want to go to South African jail. I would find it very difficult if white people gave me attitude in South Africa, and the way South Africa is right now, with how the whites are and the tension between the whites and the actual South Africans there. Nah, I just wouldn't feel comfortable going there. I just wouldn't feel comfortable going there. And it's crazy because again, like I mean, it does look beautiful. I'm not sure about safaris though. Shout out to my line and my cheetah friends out there. I don't know about safaris because I always know about safari is, bro, what if Elijah says F it? Let me just eat these mofos. So I don't know about those. But yeah, I've always said to myself that I would, unless things drastically change in South Africa, racially and so forth, I can't go there, man. I can't go there. And people may think I'm crazy for doing that, man, but I can't, man. That's going to be too hard, man. Actually, see, I've heard about Amsterdam, and I was actually going to go to Amsterdam. I was actually going to go to Amsterdam, like I think it was sometime last year. I think it was sometime last year that I wanted to go to Amsterdam, because they say that's apparently Amsterdam is just wild. Apparently, like everything is free, and I mean everything is free in Amsterdam, man. So yeah, I would definitely like to go to Amsterdam. That would be cool, man. Um, I've not been to Greece, but my mom went to Greece. So my mom went to a wedding that was set in Greece, and from what my mom said, she was like, Greece is pretty cool. But my mom said that apparently there's this monument. I don't know what it is, but there's this monument in Greece that's been around for like hundreds upon hundreds, that it dates back to BC. And it's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe you can tell me. There's this particular thing in Greece that's been around for crazy amounts of time. And it's something that many people go there to go and see. And she said she saw it. And I was like, oh, see, because again, I'm huge on history. Anything that is super historic and has been along for a long time, I definitely want to go there and see that, man. So yeah, I definitely want to see that. So remember, guys, member sections are up, so you can now become a member of Half Up Sort. So what I'm going to be trying to do is, obviously, they're going to be exclusive videos. Also, as well, for members, we're going to be doing watch along. So I'm going to be organizing watch alongs for members, where, because I figured out the whole things of to get the audio working well. So I don't know whether we pick a film or we pick an anime or whatsoever, and we can pretty much watch it together as a group and react to it and all that kind of stuff. So obviously it's going to be like a member thing that guys can do, and guys can come in and bring in with, man. So that's what we're going to be doing, man. So obviously the join button is below. Just click the join button. There's only one tier, and the one tier pretty much gives you all the cool perks and everything. And you can support your boy. You can support your boy, be a Half Up Sort member, and help this beautiful channel grow into a phoenix or a piranha or a pecan pie. I lived in Switzerland for 2 years. So it's just that there's nothing much to say. So that's why I was like, I can't give you let me set up my stream in Geneva. But what I will say is this. What I will say is this. I loved my 2 years in Geneva. But you have to keep in mind, I lived in Nigeria pretty much I was born in London, but then I did my nursery school and the first part of my primary school in Nigeria. First time I ever saw a non-black person. The first time I saw actually no, the first time I saw a white person or a non-black person, I think I was 5 or 6, and I was terrified, so I didn't even want to go near them. So all I knew was just black people. So imagine a 10-year-old having to go to another country, Geneva, leave his family. Parents didn't come with me. My brothers and sisters did not come with me, and I had to live with guardians. One of the scariest moments in my life was as a 10-year-old, my first day of school in this international school. I think it's l'International École de Genève, Geneva International School. And as a 10-year-old, I even remember the jacket I was wearing, and I think I still have it, and having to walk all the way by myself into this school where I didn't know anybody, didn't know who everyone was. And this was just a guy fresh off the boats of Nigeria. Terrifying, terrifying. But, like I remember my best friend there was this Australian dude. I remember the name Stewart. Just I wish I remember his last name so I could see if he's on Facebook. But yeah, literally we were like this. Me and him were like this. Because again, it was an international school, so there were guys of different countries that were all around. But he was like my guy, Stewart from Australia, and we just hung around all through the 2 years and everything. But just that in the second year, I got homesick, and I was like, look, man, like I miss the fam, and that's how I then moved to England. But yeah, it was a good thing. But guys, I was 10 years old. So I think that's what helped my independence. And I think that's what helped me become a very independent guy who doesn't like, again, as I said again, I don't like working in groups of people, and I'm very much a soloist kind of guy. So that helps build up my individualness. Hence why it was so easy for me to be a border and everything, So I don't know that. Oh no, well, again, I know some languages, not too well. I mean, je m'appelle Eshish et j'habite à Londres pour 20 ans. Et j'aime les frites et aussi j'aime le pizza. What's it called? Me llamo HH. Vivo en Londres por 11 años. Sí. So there you go. I know a few things, and what's it called? Da means yes in Russian. Niet means no in Russian. Guten Tag, obviously good morning. Fafanculo is a rude word in Italian. So I know if a few things here and there, man. A few things here and there. A few things here. You see, maybe this is for another discussion or somewhat, The countries, nationalities is BS. It's an illusion because we're all the same. So when guy says, "Oh yeah, I'm American," yeah. What does being American mean? America doesn't exist. No one is truly American because you are probably German, English, and so forth. And even if you English and German, when you go further back enough, you are something else. So this thing of English, German, they were at one point in time they were made up. They were created. So they're all illusions. The only thing that is real is you are of the human race. The ideas of countries is something that is man-made. It's not natural. The divisions of the world and everything is man-made. Like the structures of this is the African structure, this is South American structure, this is the Roman structure, that's natural. But the divisions of the countries of, okay, this is now England, this is Ireland, this is France, this is Cameroon, this is Chad, this is Iraq, this is Iran, that's all man-made. So nationalities and everything is this BS illusion that people promote to make you think something. Patriotism is stupid. Patriotism is stupid, but as my mom always says, what is different is not that it's countries, it's culture. Culture. Because, for instance, like before Nigeria, there was this thing called the Benin Empire. So there was a Benin Empire, which was a specific cultural thing. But, shout out to my white brother, came in and said, you know what, forget all your history and everything. We're gonna um give you Christianity and call you Nigeria and all that kind of stuff, man. Um, oh, so is everyone now going? So the lockdown is now being eased down. So is the lockdown is because I know Italy are now going back to work. So is the all so is the lockdown being eased down, man? Yeah, man, that follow lifestyle is cool, man. Is it though? Is culture culture isn't made up because as human beings, so if you just think about it, the first human beings, like the cavemen, okay, we started off, and then you have kids, many, many kids. And these kids, they now go in, so they now move and they now start to migrate into different places. So as they migrate into different places, different places that have like maybe different environments and different things, you then form a different way of living. And culture are just these particular rules, ethics, morals, ways of doing things. As we learned in the last stream, ancient Egypt had their view on religion, their view on cleanliness, and their view on daily living, which is very different from the Romans, very different from the Greeks, and so forth. So culture is is but you don't sound like see culture is something that's see all culture is something that was organically made. That is an organic evolution of human beings. Countries isn't organic. It's you're literally just trying you're enforcing division. I think as human beings, naturally we were always gonna forge particular cultures because the more and more we grow, the more and more we now like hip hop culture. You know, that's just something that's just born out of the evolution of African Americans within the environment of America, man. Um, so Jesus Christ. Freedom on Sunday. Oh, really? Sure. Ish- Will we ever come together as one? No, that's never happening. That is a pipe dream because, as we established, a utopia is a myth. Human beings can't live in a utopia. Human beings are predestined to be at war with one another. That it is just what it is. So, this idea of let's just live together hand in hand just can happen because human beings, for some reason, human beings are bricks. They need conflict. They need to create division. They need to be pissed off at one another. Um, so it's that's the issue, man. Um, see, there we go. Now we're on the money. Now we're on the money. It's within human nature based on what we are as people. We are always going to form tribes and pockets of culture and different ways of viewing things based on the makeup of the human mind. But I just think that, and maybe you could argue, tribes and cultures is the same as creating a country. But the reason why I say that country and culture are different is you can have this piece of land, and within this piece of land, yeah, this is all the piece of land with just one. But in this piece of land, yeah, this is our culture here. This is our culture here. This is our culture here. Okay, what kind of culture here? But we all share this piece of land. But for human beings, the creation of countries, that is the very that is sowing the seeds of conflict. Because once you now say this is my country, and it's sort of our same thing with our clubs and everything. This is my country. I'm not going to defend my country. This BS crap of patriotism. Oh, I'm willing to die for my country. I'm going to die for a flag. The president won't die for the flag. Your general wants to die for a flag, but that young 18-year-old will buy into that patriotic crap of dying for their flag. So I think the culture cultural differentiation, I think is great because I think if we are all the same, that's crap. The cultural differentiation is great, and it is beautiful about learning about other people's cultures. The national distinction of difference within countries, I think that is what is problematic. That is the thing that is problematic, and it isn't really helpful, man. But why do you say? Well, of course, I care about Nigeria. Why would you say I don't care about Nigeria, man? In what sense do you say that, man? I can't say that much. Let's just see. Yeah, man. I definitely want to visit the Caribbean. I definitely want to visit the Caribbean. I think because remember, Caribbean and Africa, they're both very, very similar. And the women in the Caribbean, Caribbean women, those islanders. I mean, wow, 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 wow. You see, I definitely wanna. With this death, we have to talk about this on a stream, because I did a video about this and everything. But religion is the thing about religion is that it's helpful and it's problematic. It can save a life and it can take a life, you know. So religion has caused a lot of death and conflict. You take religion away, in many countries you have a civil war. Because what is keeping many countries ticking is religion. So the poor people use religion as a way of a coping mechanism for the way in which their government has screwed them over, because they're like, no, God will. This is part of God's plan. This is part of God's plan. That there is there is a master plan and a greater plan that I don't know about. So I have got to keep my head down and just keep going through that. There will be a brighter day. Now, if you take that away, that poor person will be like, wait a minute, this government is screwing me over. There's not going to be a brighter day. A brighter day is not going to exist. Screw it. I'm going crazy. So these are the things, man. So that's why it's problematic, man. That's why religion can definitely be problematic, man. Now we're going into very scary waters now. So, but I don't know whether you want to have this conversation. You're going into very scary waters now, because I think I mentioned this in few other streams. So we learned in religious studies that God is omnipotent, omniscient, and all-knowing. So it's omnipotent, all-powerful, omniscient, all-knowing, and all-loving. If God is a loving God, why would he allow babies to die? Why would he allow, because all that stuff in Syria, why would he allow those babies to die? The Biafra War, me and Danny, we're watching the history of Nigeria, the Biafra War. Why would God allow babies to die of famine? Why would he allow young kids? Why would he allow young kids to be molested? Babies can't, they're babies, so they can't do anything evil. You would say, okay, well, he did something evil, so but if you're a baby, what the hell has a baby done wrong? And if you're in your life where a friend, a father, a mother, a sister, brother gets killed inexplicably, you could say it's part of God's plan. It's part of God's plan. That's God. This is just something like I can't be angry, not something. But on the other side, you say, wait a minute, this person was a amazing person, beautiful person, didn't do anything wrong, and look at how they got killed. And then people say the wrath of God. Mentioned in the Bible, they talk about the wrath of God. So I don't know what the answers are. But these are just questions. But one thing that just And again, I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers. But one thing that keeps on eating at me is, why do babies die? Why do babies? Sorry, whenever something happens to kids, that's why I can do. Why do babies die? Why? Why? Um, so that was crazy, man. North Korea. Um, no. No, I'm cool on that, bro. I'm cool. Look, shout out to your boy Kim. Shout out to your boy Kim holding down. What up, baby? What up, baby Kim? What up, baby? What's up? But I'm cool. I'm cool on that. I'm cool on that right now. I think I'm alright, man. Um, so wow, man, damn. So do you know what the so-called good person does in secret? No, I do not. Which is why I say that in Christianity, a guy can rape kids, molest kids, beat up his wife, steal from people, lie about people. On Sunday, he repents. Hey, I repent. I'm sorry for all the sins that I've done. I'm sorry. I repent. I repent. I repent. There you go. Priests rape kids. Priests. So um, what is good? Because a guy who is perfect makes no sense. Like, what do you mean by you're perfect? Human beings by nature are imperfect. Any dude who is perfect is a dude you have to be very wary of. Any guy that presents himself as being perfect, that's someone you have to be wary of. So guys can do this crap in secret for sure. From Daniel Constantine, oh, thank you for the super chat, bro. Thank you for the super chat, man. Your thoughts on visiting Singapore? Will you do a vlog on interracial relationships? Oh wow! So first of all, thoughts on visit. Oh, I would love to visit Singapore. I remember my mom bought me a Game Gear. I don't know whether you guys remember the Game Gear. My mom bought me a Game Gear from Singapore because she was part of this women's lawyers fraternity, I don't know, fraternity that used to go around the world, and they went to Singapore. And I know that Singapore is actually is a pretty damn cool country. So I definitely want to go to Singapore for sure. Oh yeah, it's something I want to talk about on interracial relationships. I will, because here's just my simple view on interracial things. It's cool. Like, marry who you want. But I've always said that if I was to have kids, my kids have to be black. Like, I have to have kids with a black woman, preferably a Nigerian woman. But my kids have to be black. Now, I'm not against anybody who is in an interracial relationship and everything. So, but my thing about it is it's just for me, because again, I remember I remember this thing where there was this mixed race lady in my university year, French lady who married this Jamaican dude. So they had this daughter, and she was telling me that her daughter does her hair a certain way when she's with her white friends, and she then does her hair a certain way when she's with her black friends, because you're living in these two worlds. And I know, and again, I put the video. I know people say, "Well, mixed race people are black because they get treated like black." I know, and this is the kind of discussion that me and Daniel will always have. For me, mixed race people are mixed race people, and I believe that the if you think about it, who are the people who are always at the forefront of all this kind of racial stuff? It's mixed race people. Sean King is the biggest one. And that happens is because they're dealing with inner conflict and a self-identity kind of issue. And my thing is this is that, again, I tell you, Marry who you want to marry. Like love is blind, as I say. Love is blind. You just see who you want in life, and that's cool. But a white woman is never going to understand the struggle that black people go through. No. She can say she does. She can sympathize. She'll never understand. And if we're bringing up kids and so forth, these kids, you're living in two worlds. So let me get it straight. So I'm gonna have a child with my white wife, and this my child is just gonna disregard the race of my wife. Yeah, I know that you get treated to be black, but this is your mother. She's white, and something within you is white. you know. And whenever I see mixed race people, as much as they want to be black, some things you do, some ways you act is white because you're half black and you're half white. And there are aspects that you take from your white mother or your white father. So you're half black, you're half white. So, but just that when you get deeper into just that, as human beings and culture, we are bricks. We're stupid because we see things in a binary way. The existence of mixed race people should say to us, oh my gosh, man, this race thing is stupid. Oh, because you're a darker shade or you're a lighter shade, you're not different. The very existence of mixed race people should say, these labels are dumb. This dude is mixed race. He's half black, he's half white. Now what? Oh, he's black because he just isn't fully. Do you know how sick that is? So the white racist or the white world is now gonna label this person black because they're not 100% white. But they're not 100% black though. they're not 100% black, but you label them black because they're not 100% white. Like, what kind of what the living heck is that? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Obama was mixed race. It is what it is. He's not the first black president. He's mixed race. Halle Berry is mixed race. Alicia Keys is mixed race. Google Mbutaro is mixed race. Okay, they have a certain look. They act a certain way. It is what it is. People will disagree, but your boy HH doesn't give an F. Um, bro, man. You see, guys, told you like this. If you dig me deep in this whole racism thing, man, because it goes deep. It goes deep. You see, Dr. Uma, man, Dr. Uma. what was I say? Continence over coochie. Politics over punani. Uma Johnson, man, that guy, man. So can't believe people think that Zendaya is black. No, but see, for me, it's labeling and it's lazy. Human beings are lazy. They're so lazy. It's black, white, right, wrong, big, tall, beautiful, don't be beautiful. People don't love labels and that's just the laziness of people. No, let's love, appreciate, learn about the various complexities of genetics, the complexities of genetics, complexities of race. So let's accept that. But people don't accept that. The world, society, the machine just wants black, white. Because it's easier. It's easier. It's lazy, but it's easier. Says general concept, but genetic variety, DNA, stronger genes. No, true. There aren't genes that are strong, and I think they said like yeah, I told you I was a scientific brick, but I think they said like in biology that the kind of African gene is very dominant. So that is why when I first saw Obama, I thought, oh, this is just like a lighter skinned black guy. But I was like, oh, geez, no, he's mixed race. So it is very kind of dominant. But like, even if it's dominant, the wider context here is the idea of race is stupid. The idea of race is stupid, but it comes from the white conquerors who are like, we are going to, as I said again, this is a white man's world controlled by a white woman because white women control white men. And there is a civil war happening right now between white women and white men because white women want control. Is what it is. But what white people did is we are going to, because the white guys, they're the guys that introduced this whole idea of race. Again, you can read history that they introduced the psychology and idea of race and so forth, leading to slavery and everything. So it's just that it's the racism as an idea shows the stupidity of human beings. And the thing is this, it goes deeper. Because as someone even mentioned here, colorism, even within black people right now, light skin, dark skin, lighter skinned people are treated better than darker skinned people. It's insane. It is insane, man. It is insane because even that notion of like lighter being more beautiful than darker, what does that mean? Like I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh, see, I love this question. See, now getting to the deep, deep. Should I feel bad for being white? Hell no. Hell no. I think I even did a video about this. You see, this is what I hate. White guilt. I'm a white man in my 20s who has no knowledge of what my forefathers did. And I'm just trying to live my life. Oh, so it's my responsibility to now sort of give my life and give myself over to the oppression of black people right now. No. I just ask for white people is like, yeah, don't be racist. And help the projects if you can. But my thing is like, don't be racist. I don't expect anything from white people. And white people should not feel guilty. Two of my best friends are white. One of them I've known since I was 14. So obviously, I'm pro-black. I'm about this whole black thing. I will call racism out and anything and have a zero tolerance towards racism. But a friend who I've known since I was 14, and my friend right now since I was 14, he's white. Me and him in our school and our class, we were like this. And of course, he knows my thing about race and everything, but we're like this. Because as a white guy, he just views things straight. He's just a straight, cool guy. Obviously, we share a love for football and everything. So what I see, especially on Twitter, cancel culture, Oscar so what, and all this crap is, you see these black people who are like, yeah, man, the white man did this, man. Yeah, white guilt, man. Whites oppressing. You should know your you should know about your white supremacy, and you have a responsibility to destroy white supremacy. I'm like, excuse me? So white people should be like, yeah, man, let's go off all of our privileges and just give them over. That's not realistic. So what I try to tell other black people is, do you see the Chinese? Do you see the Japanese? Do you see the Indians? Do you see the Jews? They're like this. If we worked together, helped one another, supported one another, do you know how far we would go? We have the talents. We have the skills. We have all this kind of stuff. But the issue is the one race who don't help each other are blacks. It's an issue. Like my brother who's in the film industry, he tells me all the time. He said, look, man, the guys who I'm looking for help from black people, they don't, like, these guys don't help me. But if black people truly, sometimes they do, but if they truly helped one another and supported one another, oh my gosh. Which is why I say this whole crap about, these morons who now want to make like Batman black or want to make James Bond black. I'm like, so you will waste your time trying to make James Bond black, but let me, a comic book creator, let my friend, a comic book creator who has created an original black character, African character, ask for your help, you won't help him. Why is that? Because of your slave mentality. You want the notion of, yeah, we turned this white character black. That's our victory. But this black guy with a original, amazing idea, you won't support him. So you see what we're dealing with is like, yeah, man, that whole thing of white girls, man, get the heck out of here, man. It's stupid, man. Um, it's stupid, man. It's stupid. Oh yeah, oh yeah, true. Yeah. I know I've not yet done mods here. Yeah, I need to create some mods. I know I need to create some mods here. Actually, let me set up some mods, man. Let me set up some mods. Why don't you? Let me set up some mods. Let me set some modunskis. Let me set up some modunskis here. But just look, this channel is still smaller. It's still sort of growing, man. So let me set up some modunskis. But yeah, no. Look, that whole race thing it's crazy, man. It is crazy. It is crazy, you know. But it's like, look, man. I think that you because again, like, see, whenever people are like, oh no, don't. Not everything is about race. Not everything is about race. And I'm like, yeah, true. I do get that. Not everything is about race and everything, you know. But if there is racism, I have to call it out. I have to call it out if it's racism. Um, oh, for sure. I've got to, because I've got to put the guys that are coming through, man. So your boy's going to be a mod. Basically, the guys who are regulars have got to ride and be the mod, man. Yeah, time is all around. All right. But yeah, man, that's the thing, man. It's a wild thing, man. It's a wild thing, man. And I'm trying to think. I think that's okay. So yeah, but I will definitely. I'll definitely do one about colorism and just general race and everything. Because again, as I said to you that I changed based on my experience in public school in England. Like my whole thing changed. Like how I viewed the world was different as a Nigerian. But after public school and the kind of racism that I received in public school, like I was like, yeah, I just changed, man. So this one, like, I always find it insulting whenever like white people say, "Oh no, don't make everything about race. Don't make everything about race." Oh, you wouldn't want to make everything about race. I'm like, it's like, again, I'm not trying to be rude here, but who are you to tell me what is and what isn't racist? I've always found out crazy. Like, why? What right does the white guys have to tell me like what is and what isn't racist? Like that makes no sense. Like, how would you know? How would you know? And again, it's like you can only be what you are from your experiences. I didn't want my experience that I had in public school. It just is what it is, and it formed how I viewed the world. Based the kind of racism that I experienced and the things that people said to me, and the incidents that happened to me are ingrained in my mind. And I'm only human. Like I'm not a machine. I'm only a human being, and as human beings, experiences shape who you are. Experiences shape you are. Some things you can shake off. Some things you just can't shake off. And they just form the kind of person you are and how you go through. So um yeah, man. All right. Because we can't. Okay, let me level this red guy in there. What are you doing here? Yeah. Josh is empty love, man. Empty love and Josh are the same dude, man. How do you improve the quality of Nollywood movies? I think better directors, man. Because see, I am proud at the success that Nollywood movies has had. I am proud of the success that Nollywood movies have had, and I think it's really great what they've been able to do. But my thing though is, um, the films need to be directed better. That's my only thing. The films just need to be directed better. Like, if the films are directed better, I think they can truly like move to the next level. Because I'm just going to be real, man. The direction of the films are a bit dodgy. The direction of the films are a bit dodgy, man. But the stories are great. And if you ask most African people and everything, they will actually say that Nollywood is they would rather watch Nollywood films than any other film. They actually say Nollywood film than any other film, man. Sorry, wait. Do you rate Rogue One? Or at least better? Rogue One was a redundant film, but it was the best of the sequels. The Last Jedi is one of the worst films I've ever seen. So is The Rise of Skywalker. Those three films are utter garbage. I didn't even care about Solo. But Rogue One, I thought was actually pretty good. It was pretty good, but again, it was redundant because we know how this is going to end. Did we really give a damn about how the Death Star was built? Did anyone really care? Oh, let's watch a film about them giving the battle plans to Leia. What the heck? What? They made a 2-hour film about this bunch of nobodies giving battle plans to Leia, but it's because it was the dude who directed Godzilla. It was very well made. It was really well made. It was really well made, man. So, but as I've always said, man, it's overrated. Star Wars is overrated, and I will always double down and triple down upon this. Like, Star Wars is 100% and totally overrated. It's and I've never really got the love and hype for Star Wars. I'll tell you what's real. I don't know how many of you guys have seen Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica is actually better than Star Wars. Battlestar Galactica is actually better than Star Wars. Would you rise in a team struggling for relegation starts to claim harassment infection? So, bro, if a team does that, then I think that's where we have failed as a human race. If a team stoops that low, then we have officially failed as the human race, man. Because that's just going way too far. That's just going way too far, man. That is going way too far. See, the thing with Star Wars is, and this is what these Star Wars fanboys don't want to accept. They think Star Wars is bigger than it actually is. Star Wars were those 3 films. That's it. Now, it could have been more. If they actually got into the whole samurai aesthetic of Star Wars, it could be more. Star Wars are those 3 films. Amazing films. Those 3 films. The prequels were crap. Those prequels were flipping garbage. The sequels are some of the worst films I've ever seen in my entire life. I didn't think anything would be worse than the prequels. Those things were flipping crap. So you can just see the sort of difference between those things that are there, man. So its popularity is based on how amazing those 3 films were. So what George Lucas was able to do with those 3 films was to create this rabid fan base. But when you just look at the video games, the comics, all this, like the expanding universe, I'm like, give me a break, man. Give me a break. Give me a break. So guys, should I keep watching Berserk? Should I keep watching Berserk? Because I'm currently watching X-Men, Aang, The Last Airbender, which is cheesy as heck. I've only watched the first episode, but that thing is cheesy as heck. and I watched the first thing of Berserk. So so UFC is going ahead. So the UFC is going ahead. So saying that I should read the manga instead. Yes, Dragon Ball Super. Yes, bro. I know. I need to, I need to watch the Broly film again. But I know, I know. I will get to it. Don't worry. I know. Um, I know. You see, I think um let's see what Dune does. Because if Dune is successful, it's just that he's such an art director and everything. But if Dune is success, because again, I believe there's going to be a new wave. I think this Marvel wave, I think, might be done for. It might be done for because I'm shocked that it's lasted this long. DC has been crap. Um, but if Dune says what's up, that in itself could be a franchise. You know, that in itself could be a franchise, man. All right, guys, man. Look, man. I think I'm gonna pop off, man. Now there may or there may not be a live stream tomorrow. I still have to think about it. There may or may not be a live stream tomorrow because we may be doing a marathon hangout tomorrow. I'm just trying to get in touch with the guys, but there may be a marathon hangout happening from tomorrow. Like I'm talking about like a 6-7 hour breakdown. But we'll see about it. But if not, we may have to do this maybe a bit earlier on, man. A bit earlier on and saying what's up, man. But guys, I thank you guys for the support of this channel, man. You guys are great, man. I love you guys. Stay in, safe, and everything. And remember, man. To join up and become a member. And I'll be trying to set up a few lovely perks for members to say what's up with me. So, guys, peace out. Stay true. Stay real. And I'm out.